Okay, you're inhaling, your awareness is on the front solar plexus. Move your awareness to the back solar plexus. Your awareness is on the navel. And then the bottom of the tailbone. Just be still, be aware, just let go. Just let go. Let's do that one more time. Begin inhaling. Your awareness is on the front solar plexus. The back solar plexus. Move your awareness to the navel. Long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the navel. It's confusing. I don't understand why it feels so good. Nice. And then the bottom of the tailbone. Your awareness is on the bottom of the tailbone. Just let go. Let go of it all. Just let go. And we're going to do the last application. Looks like I did it again. So single oils, Idaho Tansy or Palo Santo. Blends can be Orange Healer, Palo Santo Supreme, or something I just completely left out. Gilead.
And Gilead's in your kit.
Yeah, the ones that got the kit, it's Gilead is in your kit. My apologies for. I think it's because I was writing three of the technique modules at once, and I just got a little too sidetracked. So you're practicing abdominal awareness. Your awareness is on the abdomen. You're finding areas that feel heavy or tight or just agitated, and breathe into those areas. No, that was all me. And then inhale on the front solar. Your awareness is on the back solar plexus, the mid back area. And then move your awareness to the liver, which is on the right-hand side below the ribs. And then just be still. Begin inhaling again. Your awareness is on the abdomen. Practice abdominal awareness. Find the area that feels dense or heavy, where you feel some tension. Move your awareness to the front solar plexus, the area below your ribs on your upper abdomen. Your back solar, the mid back area, below your shoulder blades. And then your liver on the right hand side below your ribs. Long, slow, deep breaths with your awareness on the liver. And then just be still and be aware. Just let go of everything. Notice how you feel. Your body, move it around. Stand up and stretch if you'd like. Notice how your emotions, your mind feel. And let's go ahead and unmute yourself, and you can share experiences or ask questions. So just unmute or type in.
Yeah, go ahead, Sonia.
Hey, Sonia.
You know, when you put like an organ like the liver in the last one, how do you tell when you want it to be the energy point and or when it is the whole organ?
For that, I do the whole organ. Yeah.
Well, and is that true for all of the organs through all the programs, or?
The one that's kind of hard is the gallbladder. And so for most people, I think it would be hard to find. So we work kind of more of an energetic point that will hit it. But for the most part, you just go to the organ.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then go ahead, Peggy, then Phil.
Hey, Peggy.
Let's get you unmuted.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you said for comments, it's like, no, I need to go to sleep. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I am so relaxed and so comfortable. And but I am curious about the intestinal detox, what's in that one. I went ahead and did the drops, and I wonder, is it going to like surprise me here in the very near future?
Shouldn't. No, it shouldn't.
Okay, good. But I wondered what was in it.
Yeah, I'll tell you here.
It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
What's that? Hmm.
It's thyme, bay laurel, rosemary, verbena, and coriander.
Well, it's pretty tasty, but I mean, it's strong. I kind of shot it with a little bit in water, but so thank you. I can't tell you how grateful I am. It is an awesome class, and
Oh,
just
good.
I'm looking forward to the next one already.
Yeah, next weekend we're gonna just follow up with what we're doing.
Great. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody. Thank you, Samantha, too.
And then go ahead, Phil, then Peggy.
Hey, Phil.
Greg, on the intestinal detox, what's your recommendation for the frequency of taking it?
You could do it twice a day, like, and you could do it daily for a little while. Like, you'll find that like you'll use it, and after about a week, you'll kind of forget to use it because everything feels so much better. But from time to time, I would go back and revisit it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you could use it longer, but usually what happens is, when things start feeling better, you usually kind of forget to start taking it. Like pain or discomfort is the great motivator. And when things start feeling better, you usually kind of fall off like using it. And so, use it for a little while and then check back in with it like in a few weeks or a month later or something. I find that I do it several days in a row, about once a month.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it? How do you feel?
Yes, feeling good.
Good, good, good.
And then go ahead, Peggy.
Hey, Peggy.
Hi, y'all. Thank you again. This has been, I've enjoyed it. Minor question. Why did you use Palo Santo to end with? Because gee, that makes me happy.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Oh, just using Palo Santo at the end. Why that particular oil? Because I just love it.
Oh, it's just to flesh out whatever like emotional things or stress that's in the gut.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So, going back to the fascia,
Like a lot of what we call lower emotions is actually elements. And so we're kind of going through and unwinding all of this, but part of what we're fleshing out is just whatever we broke up. Sometimes there's an emotional component to it. So that last stress release that it says for the digestive tract is like kind of a safety valve just to flush out any emotions that might have gotten stirred.
oh, that's great. Yeah. I kept jumping in and out of REM. I would be going, wait, that's not my liver. It's a dream. Okay, so going back to the fascia. On the left side of the sole of my left foot, it feels like there are 3 little BBs under the skin that could be plantar warts. I don't know. Except they kind of hurt when I walk on them. They don't hurt.
That's probably plantar warts. Yeah.
So you were saying something about taking the carrier oil and putting lemongrass or something to help break stuff like that up under the skin? Or
No,
is it,
no. The lemongrass is more for the inflammation in the fascia. When you're dealing with plantar warts, the use of arbor vitae or thuja, you could put in a little bit of carrier oil and alcohol, but rub it into those areas pretty specifically.
is there anything else that I might already have? Or
Those 2 things are usually the thing. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Arbavita or
Thuja.
okay. I'm worth it. How do you don't laugh at me, Sam. I'm worth it. Okay, yeah, because I think that's what it is, and I'm tired of them. So okay, and I really enjoyed the class. I learned a lot as usual.
Good.
And one thing I liked that you did is to write out several of the explanations that you could study again before and after class, and then have lots of things to do with the oil. So I think that was a great format. Yeah,
like, especially for something like this, where we're kind of doing it, but educating. I want you guys to know what's up. It's a lot of tedious work. And so I'm going to try to do it more and more as we do some of these protocols. Some things, especially when we start dealing with things that are more esoteric, not necessarily in the lymphatic class, it's harder to write those things out. But when we start getting into the clinical stuff, it becomes a little bit easier just to kind of fire some of that stuff off. And so, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
On the esoteric versus the clinical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Clinical
No
is so
way.
much easier to write. So much easier to write.
And then go ahead, Sahaja.
Hey, Sajananda.
Hi there.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. This has been a great class. I
Oh,
really
good.
have a lot of that information is stuff that I'm really like looking at and interested in. So I have 2 questions, and one is I've been doing a mixture of lemongrass with alcohol and spraying it on my feet for about a
Good. Yeah, it's great.
Well, I've been doing it for a year because you told me last year to do it when I had something going on with my feet, my arches, everything was really achy. But that's not the case anymore. But I still, I'm still doing it because I really like the smell. I mean,
Doesn't it feel good? Like, it's like super relaxing on the nerves in your body, and it just feels good. Like lemongrass is really, I try to use it a lot, and I still think like I'm underutilizing lemongrass. Like I just,
Well, my question is it okay to just keep using the same
Yeah.
thing for this long? Because
yeah,
I also, anytime somebody comes into my apartment, they say it smells really good in here. And I know it's the lemongrass
yeah.
because it's just there. So that's just another little
Yeah,
thing.
you could use lemongrass for the rest of your life.
Okay, well,
Like doing that. Some things you'd want to take a break,
yeah,
but topically, you could use a lot of things for a long period of time. The time when things become an issue is like sometimes when you're taking things internal, like German chamomile or yarrow, for example. You take it for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe at the max, and then at least take a week off before you do more, just because it can throw off the absorption of iron and things like that. But as far as topical applications like this, you can really go at it.
okay.
Yeah.
That's great, because I mean, I'm doing so many things, and some of them I started that long ago, and I just,
Mhm.
that's the question. But I have another question, which is not totally relevant, but it is because I kept waiting for something we were doing to help fix it. So I
Mhm.
woke up this morning, my left arm, like around my elbow, was feeling really like dull, achy.
Mhm.
And I've been trying to anytime we've been focusing on something, that's the place of pain, but nothing has really helped it. And so
Is it more on the backside back here or up front?
no, it's right on top. It's like
Like here?
hold on, lift your
Like
arm.
here?
Yeah, it's more there and a little up, and also to the top of the shoulder, toward the shoulder a little.
So you most likely probably have what you call bicipital tendonitis, and it's just basically the bicep. So like if you look, like here's the crease,
Yeah. Yeah.
like if you go up just a little bit in there, those
Mhm.
are where the trigger points are. Like it's
Okay.
just like if you kind of start poking around and then you go, that's
Yeah.
where the trigger points are.
Yep,
Right.
that's it.
So work all of that, work the whole front of the arm, and then you could put a little bit of the oil that you're going to use, like even up here. But what happens is it turns into a tendon up here. So you might feel it up here, you might feel it down there. It's hard to say, but the treatment is kind of the same. You just unwind the bicep a little bit. It's a very common shoulder issue, but it can cause elbow issues as well.
Right.
And so if you have the trigger point stuff, if you have, I mean, even the lemongrass might do some of the work. Anything lymphatic or antispasmodic.
Okay, well, I have the trigger point. I just got that
Yeah.
again.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
I'll use that. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for quick
You're so,
diagnosis.
you're so welcome.
Thanks so much.
And then go ahead, Peggy.
Hey, Peggy.
Okay, this is just quick. So I'm gonna grab me some thuja. What is thuja? I hadn't.
Thuja it's very similar to like cedar. Sometimes it's lumped in with cedar, but it's not truly a cedar, but it's the leaves of that particular type of tree. Yeah, thuja tree.
Okay, and when I get that for that little planner wart thingy, what do I do?
Put several drops in a little bit of lotion or a little bit of alcohol, and then just rub it into those areas on a daily basis.
Okay, is coconut oil okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Make
Thank you.
it pretty strong though. Put like 6-8 drops, a little bit of coconut oil, mix it together in your hand, and then really get in and rub it into those areas.
Okay. Thank you.
And Bill or Maisha?
Hey there, it's Maisha.
Hey, Maisha.
Hey, I sprained my left wrist a couple weeks ago. I have no idea how I did it, if I lifted something or whatever.
Mhm.
And it is still sore, still painful. And I was trying to recall from one of our classes, we did a protocol where we alternated two oils back and forth, and I haven't gone through all my notes and
It's,
notebooks to try to figure it out.
marjoram and cedar. And actually, we're going to be doing that next weekend in the lymphatic module technique module 3.
Oh, okay.
So you can rotate them back and forth. Where exactly is it hurting? Like when
It
you swing
hurts. It hurts on the underside of my wrist.
Okay.
And sometimes my hand will hurt all the way
Yeah.
to my thumb.
Okay.
So I've done ice, I've done the rise thing.
Is that puffy or swollen?
No, it's not puffy and it's not
Okay.
swollen.
Okay.
Mhm.
And it's the thumb. Does the thumb joint ever ache?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just
So
if I lift something, it'll let me know we still hurt.
I tried just putting marjoram all over like the wrist, but up the forearm, like
Okay.
up the forearm, like so. And you can go back and forth with the marjoram and the cedar.
Okay.
That is to like basically pump the lymph out of the area. And we are
Okay.
going to be addressing that again next week.
Okay.
But even if you just do the marjoram's really good for like a sprain or a strain or something like that.
Okay.
But you can't go back and rotate them back and forth though. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For spring. Okay. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. 'Cause I've
You're
been
so welcome. Yeah.
kind of perplexed.
Yeah. That should knock it out.
Okay. Cool beans. Thank you
Yeah.
all so
You're
much.
so welcome.
Question, what is in the lymphatic blend?
Let's see. It is ginger, cypress, cedar, sage, rosemary, thyme, frankincense, juniper, lovage, helichrysum, and birch.
And this was asked earlier, is there anywhere in today's work that we would use or augment with lymphatic blend?
Not with today's work. That was more something that we're targeting in the last technique group, but it will come back around again in some of the upcoming modules. But for right now, this one was a little bit more specific. Lymphatic blend is a good general lymphatic cleanser or stimulant for the lymphatic system. And it does a lot of different aspects, but here we were targeting very specific spots and pieces of the physiology to produce a result. And so, it will come back around again later. Yeah.
And go ahead, Peggy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I am looking at Cedar on the website. Is Cedar Atlas as good as Cedar? I mean, I don't see a Cedar.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different cedars. Atlas cedar is usually kind of the standard cedar. Yeah.
Okay, so that'll do for me. Okay, great.
Mhm.
Thank you. Little things.
Question, what if you have a little stitch around your liver? Breathe in more, light?
Is it on the side or is it more on the front?
I'd say on the side.
On the side, that actually is an issue with a muscle called the serratus anterior. And it's actually a trigger point, and it's not so much right where the liver is at, it's up higher kind of on the shoulder blade. And I think we have a picture of that last time. I'm going to pull up a picture of this so you can see where I'm talking about.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, this one causes that stitch in the side, regardless of where you have it, right side or left side. It causes like that stitch on the side, either direction, and it doesn't allow you to have proper chest expansion when you're trying to inhale. So it actually can be a thing that can cause several things of dysfunction. We're going to post it here for you so you can see it. There you go. And so she's going to post it up, but you can see the spot is actually a bit higher. So you can stick the trigger point blend up there. You can stick something like marjoram. You could probably even get away with, if you had the lymphatic blend, you could put it on the area. You just want to get things like detoxifying in that area. The X is where the spot is. And the red part is pain, but pain is not always present with the trigger point. Sometimes it does cause like neurological dysfunction. And here it's manifesting as that stitch in your side.
Okay, very good. So trigger point blend, marjoram, and
marjoram, yeah, trigger point blend, marjoram, like ginger, helichrysum, lymphatic blend, any of those should have an impact on this area.
excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get a screenshot on that thing.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the chat so you
Yeah.
can just save it as your own document too.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah. Has it been posted?
It's up here. It's not in the.
Yeah, so you kind of see where that X is on the side.
Yes, yes.
That's the culprit right there. And so it will manifest as a stitch down by the liver, or if it was on the other side, it would just feel like that spleen area. So a lot of times people will say like their spleen is swollen or inflamed. And when you look at it, it's not, it's that stitch. And so it causes some irregular movement in the diaphragm, and it makes it harder for you to elevate your rib cage when you're breathing. And so that is the stitch, that's that stitch in the side. And so ironically, I actually treated that on myself last night. I went through and treated the different muscles of the different skeletal muscles that elevate the rib cage last night, so there's like the pectoralis minor, the serratus anterior, some stuff in your neck. And I was like, man, my chest feels so much better. Wasn't really bothering me, but I just thought, let's just do a little maintenance. And it was crazy how much tension was in my rib cage.
It's surprising because it's very sore, even if I just kind of rub on that area. When I look over that red X and I just kind of rub there just gently, it's sore. It's sore. It's an unhappy camper.
Yeah. So, you don't have to do it all at once. Just keep putting the oils on, and you can rub it or you can just let the oil do the work. But sometimes when you push on a trigger point, when it's really activated, it will like radiate the pain until you take the pressure off. And so, like you said, you notice that it's real sore. That's one of the ways that you check for a trigger point. And then just treat it over a period of time, and that stitch should go away, and you'll notice that your breath is getting better.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
That's a win there.
Yeah, no joke, huh? Yeah, it's actually a relatively common problem, but it's such a weird thing that most people we usually don't catch it. We look at it like, oh, we're having a hard time breathing, or oh, there's some dysfunction down in the gut or the spleen or the liver or something. But that thing gets wound up on a lot of people, and if you look at like all the things that went on with COVID, we were really like, if you had it, you had to really strain to breathe. That's one of the times that it can happen. Coughing, straining to breathe, exercise, just anything where the breath is exaggerated or you have had to strain to breathe. Yeah.
Sometimes I kind of like you inhale and I can feel myself pull in a little bit more air every once in a while. I don't even know, maybe it's tied up with that on some level, kind of like it's got to unwind, and it'll unwind that.
It's part of like why I was doing that last night is I was like trying to come up with like an easier way to treat the skeletal muscles that aid in respiration. you know, basically the muscles that elevate your rib cage when you breathe. And I'm still playing with it. So probably by next week, I can say like, this is it. But I'm thinking what's probably going to happen is I've used Rosalina for that in the past, but Rosalina tends to work a little bit better on kids rather than adults for some reason. And I would mix it with Spanish marjoram, and the combination seemed to work really well. But I'm playing with thyme linalool and do it like a body tonic and just rub it on the spots and see how that goes. And I was pretty happy with it last night, but I still want to try it on several people before I go, this is going to be a thing. So
Okay, I'll ask about it. Pine linalool.
I should have it figured out by next week. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Stay tuned. I will.
I have lots of guinea pigs around me, so I do experiments on all the people around me.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
So very relaxed.
Yeah, isn't it pretty chill? Like it relaxes the body, relaxes the nerves, the fascia, your emotions, your mind. It's pretty nice.
Yes, very relaxed. I am also excited to feel how the process is working in my body. It will be very interesting on how it plays out in my life. Thank you so much. Question, what kind of time is in the intestinal detox?
Red time. Yeah.
Would this help a 40-year-old man with Crohn's disease? His knee has been hurting him.
I would say you could start doing lymphatic work on anything that is a chronic health issue. So Crohn's disease, any sort of really significant health issue, lymphatic work is always going to be a piece of what helps that person get better. You know, balancing out the nervous system, which is tied in this process. You don't have to go and figure something out and figure out how to mix it. I'm just kind of mixing all these things together for you, so you guys don't have to like figure out like, okay, what part of the nervous system am I doing? What are the breath? I just keep kind of compiling everything. And so, yeah, like if you could, I'd start them with the first module, and then the second module, and then the third module, we're going even a little bit deeper. And, you know, like I said, I might stop at, I said we'd do 7, but we might do a few more that would involve trigger points. I'm thinking that even if we don't do the live classes, I might make recordings in the booklet and just put them out to you guys. And if you want to go through and follow the recording at some point, I'm not sure how it's going to look, but one way or another, we'll probably dive into the trigger point stuff. I mean, because like here we just looked at the serratus anterior. You can see like that's a big one, and it's kind of a common one, but if you don't know to look for that, you would never know. Like, I mean, it's just a little bit of a trickster up in that area. And so, yeah.
Since there's red time in the intestinal detox, is it safe for dry eye autoimmune condition?
Yeah, you're not taking that much. And so you can still take it in situations like that. You would slow down the dosage over a period of time, but because it's blended with other things, you can just do normal dosage. Yeah.
Deepest thanks. The class is amazing. I generally feel so much better overall, more centered and so much more aware of my body. I use the orange healer tonic on that liver area. And a couple drops of the bay laurel. It's relaxing and softening as well.
Oh, good.
And that was before you got. Will any cedar be okay for the wrist?
Yeah, any cedar.
Great class and wonderful information for understanding the lymphatic system and how it intertwines with the other systems. I can feel things are moving out and feel very relaxed.
Yeah.
Timely therapy for sure for me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna start doing like, next week we have it's a free class again. It's the third module. And I'm kind of excited. We were talking about this yesterday. I got kind of excited because there's a blend that I have that is kind of in the vein of like the lymphatic blend and orange healer and the arthrocare, but the variation, it still detoxifies, but it has a big impact on detoxifying the brain. And when you have really stagnant lymph, you get fuzzy thinking. And so I was this is what a geek I am. I was like, I get to talk about this, like the blend's called accumulations. Like I get to talk about the accumulations blend. I mean, I could have been talking about it at any time, but I like to put it forth in a class so you see the application rather than just chatting about it. So yeah, so we'll be addressing that next weekend, next Saturday.
So accumulations is in the lymphatic 3 kit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive I did that. Let me double check though.
Right.
Yeah, it's in the kit. Accumulations. Terabin. Yeah, boy. Bunch of things in there.
Great. Another share, second day of being run over by a truck. Thank you so much. This is probably off topic, but is a current question.
Mm.
What about fingers getting white like lack of circulation?
Yeah. Are they tingly? Like, do they go numb? Do they tingle?
No,
No tingling. Lack of circulation. Any shoulder issues or neck issue?
no.
Hmm. A lot of times I would say that could be what you'd call thoracic outlet syndrome,
They
which
said
is,
Raynaud's.
oh, yeah, that's complicated. I'd have to look that up in my notes. I'm trying to recall my notes about that, and I'm just not recalling it. Yeah, I can look that up, and maybe we can send out an email or something. Yeah, I'll have to look that up in my notes. Sorry, off the top of my head. I don't remember right now. Like, I have to look it up in my note stuff. Oh.
Great. Someone just saying recordings plus a workbook sounds so amazing. I
Mhm.
think when you're talking about.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a bunch of clinical things that, I don't know how interested people would be, but if I have the time to write them out, I'm just going to write them out and at least give a booklet, if not a booklet and maybe a little recording or a little short lecture or something, and just pop it out to you guys. That way it's not always dependent on a weekend, you being free or something. And so we can do teaching modules that you can just access and go from there. So like how we kind of did the notes for the breakdown of all the steps and like how we talked about like the fascia and there's the explanation. I'm trying to do that more in the clinical stuff that we're addressing. And so I think we have, what's the next class conditions? I think we're doing respiratory tract and endocrine function in late April or something. And I'm going to try to have as much of that kind of notes for the system itself and then the different conditions. So it's easier for you guys to figure out. And then we'll have the section of like protocols that can be done for different aspects of each one of them. So. Yeah.
Okay. I posted what I was hoping might be helpful, but I'm gonna delete that here. Accumulations is not on the website yet. We will get it up on the website. I'll try to get it up today for you.
Yeah, maybe we'll make that the daily dose and we'll pop it up on the website.
All right, I think that is the class today.
Hey, you guys. Well, thanks for joining us on this weekend, and you know, next weekend we'll be doing lymphatic module 3, which is also a free class, and we have our study groups during the week. So join us if you can, and we're going to go a little bit deeper just next week and continue this process. So,
Sorry, Sonia, I didn't see your hand raised.
hey, Sonia.
You know, a branch hit my ear and I lost my hearing in my left ear. And so it's been about a month, and I was wondering, do you notice if there's still inflammation or maybe?
Wow, and the hearing hasn't come back?
No, I'm wondering if it blew out at maybe an edge, so it's hard to see if it's torn or something. But you know, like there's right above my ear, it's somewhat numb. It was in front of my ear too, but that's gone. But like, I don't know what it is.
It doesn't look as inflamed as it did, you know, a few weeks ago. So the inflammation is going down. Ugh.
Does
So
that?
it went in your ear and kind of poked you in the ear?
Yeah. It was a branch with a bunch of twigs on the end, and man, it hit me and it went in my ear. And the doctor looked at it and he said, it doesn't look like the drum is punctured, but like I'm wanting, maybe the pressure just separated along an edge and it's hard to see. Or does it look like there's any tears?
And which ear is it again? Your left one?
My left. Or if there's any twigs still in there somehow, you know.
I know, huh? I don't know that the drum looks kind of okay, but it's kind of confusing why you're not hearing. Let's have you do this, like all around the ear and in front of the ear, like do some lymphatic work with any of the, like even just lymphatic blend or chakra root cleanser or bay laurel, you know, something that has a lot of can move some lymph and just really unwind the side of your head. And let me look one thing up here.
I was thinking it bled for a few days and then it gave off clear plasma. And so I'm thinking, well, maybe there's some fluid.
Wow, it did bleed then.
What?
So it bled. Mm.
Yeah. And so I thought maybe there's some fluid buildup because I was driving somewhere and all of a sudden it popped and I could hear, but it just lasted for a little bit. So I was thinking there's maybe some fluid pressure or air
Is
pressure.
there pain in the ear?
What?
Is there pain in the ear?
Not now. Well, yes, if I, like I swab it out with sterile saline every day. And so it's when I do that at the bottom of the ear, it's inside, it's sore. So I don't know why it should be that sore that long unless maybe there's some little debris or twig that gets
that or just nerves got irritated. And that's what, like, I think if you work the lymph, it'll calm down some of the, boy, that's a little concerning that it bled. I mean, it still could just be soft tissue and not the drum itself, but that's a little concerning.
Yeah,
Let's have you work the lymph. Let's have
days.
you work the lymph and see, maybe work the lymph and for like about a week. And then next Saturday, bring it to my attention again. Let's see where you got with doing a week's worth of lymphatic work in and around the ear. Don't put anything in the ear oil wise, still do your saline solution or peroxide, but work in and around the ear and even in front of the ear, like where the jaw kind of hinges, like work that whole area and just see if you can open that up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a lot of inflammation and then it's gone, it still could be lymphatically impacted. And look, I have a really weird question. Like, so your ear kind of hurts and sometimes it doesn't. Does it get worse if you turn your head side to side?
No, but like it's when I put the swab in that I can feel when it touches the lower part of the ear, it's hurts.
What about when you move your head like this up and down? Does the ear hurt when you do that?
No, I got a pain under my right ear, and the guy who works with me on he's a neural chiropractor. He said, it's not your right ear, it's your left one that's got the pain. But, there's, as far as pain, it's hard for me to completely determine because I've got a lot of numbness around and in the head and the back and stuff from my meningitis.
Right.
And
try treating this and let's see how it feels, and we'll kind of go from there next week. Give it a good week of treating it lymphatically in and around the area, and we'll go from there.
With this program and the entire program?
No, I would just take like lymphatic blend or Bayloral or
I've got lymphatic blend.
Yeah. So put some in like some lotion or massage oil and then rub it all around the ear and above the ear and in front of the ear, like, down the neck a little bit. Like just rub that whole area.
The lymph node is swelled up underneath, right below the ear.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Is it looks like there's just a bunch of stagnant lymph in the area.
Okay.
So, and if we clean that up, it'll be easier to kind of figure out what's going on too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Good. Wow, that's crazy, that bled.
Well, and great class, guys. Thanks for joining us. I'll get that recording out shortly.
Thank you again.
Take care, you guys. Love you.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Greg.
you.
Thanks,
Good
Sam.
night, you guys. Thank you, Sam. Thanks, Greg. Bye,
You're
everyone.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Greg. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
essential oils. Amen.